Hey everybody, this is the Vacuum Doctor. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to fully take apart the Dyson Gen5, just mainly the Cyclone, getting off the Cyclone so we can clean it out. In this model, a lot of the dirt just gets stuck in here and the filter gets dirty right after we washed it, and it's just a repeat cycle, so it becomes annoying. In this video, we're going to need a bit of patience. Okay, there's a lot of things that we need to concentrate on. There's a lot of things that we need to take out, but if you watch carefully and follow what I do, it'll be very simple. Okay, if this video helped you out, feel free to leave a tip down the bottom or buy me a coffee. But yeah, let's get started. Now for this video, we're going to need a Phillips head screwdriver, and preferably just a long skinny one so we can take off the Cyclone. Next, we're going to need a Torx T8 screwdriver as well. And if you have some sort of kind of prying tool, I use a plastic fork. It's this kind of fork. I use the end. We need to pry out some of the connectors just so we can fully clean everything properly. You also may need a flathead screwdriver, but it's not really needed. So let's get into it. First up, we're just going to remove the filter. Okay, you can wash these filters under cold water, or you can use what I like to use, a hose. If you at your front or backyard, use a high pressure hose, not the very high pressure hoses, but from a hose on high pressure, you'll get a lot of the dirt. Next, we always want to remove the battery. Red button here, and pull down. Okay, put that to the side. Next, we want to put our Dyson. Kind of an upspit's going to be a bit tricky. Okay, when I mean a bit tricky, we need to focus on a lot of the things in here. So there will be, it's a bit hard to see, you can see right there, inside there is screws. Now these are Phillips head screws. There's one there, there's one here, there's one more here, and there's one more here. So there's four. So there's four just right here. You need to get your Phillips head screwdriver. It's a little tough. It's hard to see, but if you can get it in there, just leave it in there. If you're not going to take off any of the motor stuff, just leave it in there because it's very difficult to put back in. So I did mean there was 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Remove those 5 Phillips heads inside, and then we can take off the Cyclone. Once those 5 screws have been undone, there's just 2 more screws. 1 and 2. 2 screws here. These ones are a bit longer. Phillips head. You can do it with the bin on, it doesn't matter. Let's take these out. So those 2 screws are these. They're longer. Nice and long. We'll do a comparison. So now we can just take off the Cyclone. Like I said, try not to tip this upside down because the screws will fall out, but you can give this a wipe down with a microfiber cloth. Have a microfiber cloth, just give this a wipe down here. Everything else should be okay inside. If you want to take it off, I'll make another video on how to fully take that out. But we're not worrying about the motor, we're worrying more about the Cyclone today. So just give that a bit of a wipe down and put that to the side, preferably laying down like this. So now we're left with this. This is the Cyclone and this is the bin assembly. What we want to do next is we want to take off the bin. To do that, we're just going to pull the red lever, just like by emptying it. And do you see this red button that's labeled number 1? We're going to hold that down and we're going to pull it off, just like so. We're going to take apart the bin. So what we want to do is use our T8 Torx screwdriver to get this little screw out. That's what we want to take out. Tiny little screw, just like this. Next is this little lever here. We want to twist it to let the bin open. We want to get our flathead screwdriver, and do you see these little crevices here? This is where the clips sit. We want to put our screwdriver there. And then once that, we can just kind of just squeeze it a bit, pull it off just like so. Now these ones, not like the V11, V10s and V15s, they can't break. These ones have Phillips heads all around here. We're not going to remove them today, but if you want to, they're all Phillips heads, and this will come apart so you can clean it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get my sanitized wipe and I'm going to wipe these down. Now, just so you know, if we wipe down seals, so these seals, they're going to need to be repowdered again. So what we can use is, what I like to use is baby powder. You can buy baby powder anywhere. Just get any baby powder, and when we just want to re-lubricate it, like so. But give this a wipe down, give this a clean, put it to the side. Next, we're going to take off this bin lid. Very simple to do. You have a flathead screwdriver. So we want to get a bin position like so. Tilt it a little tiny bit like this. And in that corner, right, just gonna let it get focused for a second. Right here, we're going to get a flathead screwdriver. And we want to push it out. And then that will come out. Now you don't have to do that step, but it just makes it easier. So we can wash this, and then we can take these seals out as well. Just put this off, doesn't matter. And we can put these in the wash. Remember, we have to lubricate these again with baby powder. Next, we're left with just the Cyclone. All T8s, we're going to use our drill, just be gentle. First, we're going to move a screw in here. T8 Torx. Now, if you want to take it out, this is what the screw looks like. Small T8, but I'm going to put it back in there because we don't need to clean that. Next, we have a few more screws to remove. We got 4 up top here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we got another 3 here. 1, 2, 3. All T8. Let's get them removed. So the top screws are a bit smaller than the bottom. So these are the top. Smaller, and let's compare them to one at the bottom. See the difference? These ones are much bigger. So what you can do now is we can obviously take this off, and you can see all that dirt. Look at that. That's stuck inside the Cyclone. Look at that, all that dirt. That's what's getting your filter blocked right away. It's all this dirt just keeps running back up. If you don't want to take anything else apart, if you have like a blower, anything, you can blow it out from here and you'll be fine, okay? But if you want to take it all apart and clean it, keep watching. What you want to do next is we want to aim to take this off. But I'm a little bit advanced at this. I know what I'm doing. This is a bit risky. You're at risk of what I'm going to do next. You do not have to do at all. But I'm going to do it. I'm going to show you for the sake of the video. Just make my life easier. So I'm going to get my flathead screwdriver. And in the corner, in this little gap corner in here, I'm going to stick it in. And I'm going to go push against it this way, hard. And then I'm going to go up as quick as I can. And then that's going to come up. And this comes out. If you don't do it quick, you're at risk of breaking it. Now, if it goes straight in, if it goes straight back in with no pressure, it means you broke it. Okay, and these are impossible to get. So then we're going to unclip this. And then for us, this just comes off. That's why it's very easy. And you can see, look at all that dust. That's stuck in your Cyclone. This is what happens when you don't wash your filter or you keep going over the max bin line. Next goal is to take off this mesh. Now we can just pull it off as well, but we just want to kind of get into these crevices just so we can open it up easier, but we can just pull it off. It's not hard. You can use a bit of muscle, but if it's too hard, we can get a flathead screwdriver, and we want to go inside here so you know where this side is, and we kind of just want to just loosen it up a bit, okay, because it's becoming stuck here. But if you put it against your body, it will come off like so. This comes off, we can wash this. This came out, that's fine. We're gonna wash this. It goes in pretty simple anyways. Next, we want to undo 4 more screws. So these are screws here, the long ones. So this top part will come off. We wash that. And then we can take off the gasket, the gasket holder. Make sure we wash this too. So you can see that it's broken here. It's common. We can just trim it. Okay, it's not that big of a deal. It being a bit broken, I see no effects. Just trim it or just try and shove it back in. Just want to take off the gaskets. Now we're left with this. Now, you don't have to do this part. You can just blow out everything here, but this part can be a little tricky. So, T8s, drill. I'm gonna get these 4 screws out here. Now, sometimes you can be like, once we open this up, you're like, nah, I don't really want to go through past this. Looks a bit difficult, but follow my lead, you can do it. So, this is where the particle sensor fits. We got 1 screw here. Torx T8. Let's get that out. Now, they're basically all the same as those other 4 screws that we took off the cover. Now, we just want to carefully lift this up. Remember, these have got wires connected to it. Now, from the side here, we got a black and white wire. We're just gonna, with our fingernail, do you see that there? You're just gonna take it off like that. Same with the black one. And then this comes off. Put that to the side. And now we're left with this. Okay. Now this is where the particle sensor sits. 2 T8 Torx screws here. 1 here. And 1 there. And then this will come off. Next, we're left with this. That white thing should just fall out into my hands. Put that to the side. Now we're left with the particle sensor. Now to get it out, you can obviously just, where the white is for the flag, just gonna hold it, and we're gonna pull it out from there. That's simple. And the hard part is done. Now we get our flathead screwdriver. Lift up this black wire. Kind of guide it through, because we can pull this now. So just kind of just going to guide it through. Don't be rough. We don't want to break anything. Just guide it through. That's about it. Through this hole in here. Not be rough. Put this to the side. Now, remember when I was talking about that fork? We're going to need it. We need it to get on the side here. So not on the wires, but on the side. And both our hands push down. And then once we did that, we can push. And this wire at the top will come out. Sometimes we're going to need a bit more pushing. And that's your Cyclone fully taken apart. It can be a bit tricky sometimes, but this is what you're gonna have to do to take apart Cyclone on your Dyson Gen5 and or Dyson V15, but a little bit more different, huh? Now it's time to install back the Cyclone. We're going to start with this part here, and we're also going to get our little wiring case. Now at the end part, you just want to put it in this part here, and we just want to go all the way through, and we want to have it just like this. Go this side, make sure the wires come through, and then just want to push it in. Make sure it's not coming out, make sure it's pushed in, make sure it's lined up like this. The two wires, the two connectors on that side, the three on that side. One's faced like this. Okay, next, we want to grab this part here, the gasket holder, and our gaskets. Let's put the red one first. Now this one's pretty bad. You can see it's cut, it's broken, but we're just going to line it up. We just want to line them up the best we can, just following what I'm doing right there. Then we'll put the other one on. Can be a little tricky. Make sure we're going over him. Okay, they're a bit annoying, but we might have to trim that off after. Next, we want to grab this, and we also want to grab this part here. Now here they have two little rollers that we can put in, and we want to line it up with these. So we just chuck it there, and they line up as fine as we can. Then we want to chuck on our gasket. We just kind of want to push it down till it clips all the way in, and we can, if yours is like this, just go along, or you can just cut it like I will. Next, we want to grab our top, and from here we want to line it up into those. As you can see, it's symmetrical, and it goes in. So if you have scissors, just cut these parts off. Look, at the end of the day, it's not going to really matter. Just cut them off, or if you want, you can just shove them back in. Like, you lift it up, slightly lift them up. You can put it in, slightly lift them up, and you can put it in. You know, it's sometimes it'll work, sometimes it won't, depending on how it's put. So that's okay now. Next, we want to grab this part here, and we want to put the wire go through the hole here. So from this side, grab our wire into this hole here, following along. Now I'm going to slowly put it in, and I'm going to put it through here. We don't want to, you know, be rough, because it can break. Okay. And then we just kind of want to wiggle it through. Make sure the wire is going through too, okay? We need that wire to come through as well. So I'm going to put my other hand here and kind of just guide the wire. And then kind of just want to pull it up, like so. And then you'll be stuck at this bit. We want this little wire here to go over this. So watch how I do it. So we just want to lift it up a bit while this is flat down. See, it's flat. And we just want to put the wire over. Do you see how I just put it over? And then make sure that this wire is not, it's out, it's all the way up. And then we can kind of just rest it, not there, but here. and push down there. Okay, that's how we kind of want it. Okay. Next is where we get to putting back the particle sensor. So I've got the particle sensor here, and we want to put it down. See its little bed. Put it here, and push down. Do you see that? We need that push down. And that's the particle sensor in. Next, we want this little piece here, and we want to put, oops, so small, this part. So if you see like this, like so, and we want to go down like this. Okay, and that's on. Okay, make sure not to tip it upside down or it's going to fall out. Next, we want to get a spring holder, and as you can see, symmetrical, lines up. And sometimes this will be kind of tricky to put in, depending, because there's a wire here. Now, if the wire's stuck, we just want to get our flathead and just push it out of the way. That's it. Just push it out of the way. 2 little screws. The small ones. Doesn't matter which ones. If they're not dirty, they'll be the ones. So T8. First one's in. Now we need the second one. If you have a magnetic screwdriver, this will help. Quick look. That's how it's meant to be. Exactly as you see. Okay, next you see how the wires put in. Look, the tape, it's no big deal. Just gonna leave it there for a sec. And I'm just gonna kind of just imprint this into its little beds. Then the wire, sometimes the tape sometimes will fall off, so it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. Just put it on top. Next, you want to get your chipboard and face it from this side. Make sure it's lined up like this, and we make sure it's this side our chip. So a chipboard's going to be like something like so. Next, we want to put the white wire here and the black wire here. Okay, this can be a little tricky. This is going to fall out. It doesn't matter at the end of the day. Okay, so if you want to try, first, you can use any other tools, but fingers are easier, huh? Okay, do you hear a little click? And then we just kind of got to angle this because the particle sensor is kind of stuck. So we just kind of got to bring it towards. It's really small and it's hard. That's in, and then that's in. As you can see. Next, we want to get our last T8 Torx screw. We want to put it in this hole here. We want to screw it. We don't want to drill it. We don't want to break the board. Okay, we don't want to crack it. And tighten till it stops. Okay, the hardest part is basically done. Want to get your cover, smallest to the top, largest to the bottom, and your 4 small screws. So they're the small ones. They're the very smallest ones, as you can see. Now we want to put these in, these screws here. Remember, it's these long ones. One here. One here. Not this one, skip that one, and to that one there. As you can see, there. Like the other side, skip that one, into here. T8 Torx, you know what to do, drill them in. Great. Once we've done that, we want to put this part on, grab this part here, and we kind of just want to line it up. As you can see, start from the bottom here, this part like this, that goes in. Next part is kind of tricky, so you're going to need a bit of patience. We're going to grab this, the mesh, put it through, and we want to line it up with this part here. Now, once you assemble from here, you can kind of, you see these little two tracks that they want to go in. Okay, there's two tracks in there, you see it? And we don't just want to put it on, because then it'll have gaps. If it has gaps, it's not on properly. So we just want to keep trying. Even takes me a bit. And we try and just want to slide and line and then click it in. Okay. Sometimes this takes me even a bit. So have some patience. So that's not done. Do you see? There's a gap there. We don't want it to gap. Okay. So what helps is I kind of push down and then click it in. Okay. They just got to be both in, okay? Then it's just going to be hard to open the bin, unfortunately. And if you're not gentle enough, you could snap it, so just be careful. So I just push down, so I'm just kind of pushing down and glide in. Okay, that's in. Okay, that's in. So that's how you do that. You kind of just want to push down, glide it in. And now, just like before, our last long ones. So just our last long screws. Put the remaining 3 into this. T8 Torx screwdriver, you know the drill. All done. Now, you just got to definitely make sure there's no gaps here, okay? If there's gaps, you're in big trouble. Now you got this part here, like this. The rubber part flap up top, put it down, and circle around. If you washed it, put some baby powder around it, it'll lubricate it well. And up, just like so. Next, if you took this off, we want to line it up. Okay, you're going to see a little notch. There's a notch right here. And we want to line it up with the notch right there. If it's too hard, put some WD-40 on it. It'll lube it up nicely. Cleans it up too. Just want to go all around. And that's in. And then next, if you took it out like I did, so we just want to try and line this up the best we can. Wire goes through here. Sometimes that can be very tricky. I got very lucky today. And now, this part, make sure the white is on the right actually, not on the left. Okay, put the connector in just like so. If you've done this, and close it. Then what you want to do, lift it up and push down. If that goes in and out, you've broken it. Next, just be careful our wires. We kind of just want to shove them in this hole here, just in there, and then close it. If you can see any wires inside, restart that bit there. So take it off. Not take that out, just take this off and just try and shove the wires in a bit more. Now you have the final screws. So these ones, small ones. Okay. They got the stars. Sometimes we can get this kind of folded. It's okay. Just push it in. If you have a little flap, you can just put your flathead and you can push it back in. So that's the Cyclone done. The hardest part is done, unless you're going to struggle with this. Then you struggle with putting this in. Should be okay. Just chuck it on top. And screw it. Next part is a little bit tricky, guys. A little bit tricky. On other models, it's easy. We just want to line it up. Just be careful. Hopefully you left the screws in. If not, I wish you best of luck to your endeavors and to the rest of your life, because it's going to be very hard to put back in. It's just annoying. It's just really annoying to put back in. So we just kind of want to line it up. Get that in there. Okay. Just make sure it's all lined up nicely. Sometimes it might take you a few tries, but that's gone in. And now we want to use our Phillips head, and we want to get those remaining screws screwed back in. Next, just line up your bin. Put your filter back on. Put your battery back on. And if you've made it this far, well done. You have fully serviced, cleaned, taken apart whatever you did. Your Dyson Cyclone, there is no dirt in there whatsoever. Okay, you've done a very good job. This is one of the hardest Dysons to take apart. I personally think the V12 is one of the hardest Dysons to take apart, because you actually have to bend some of the plastic to take it out, in my experience. So, if you felt like this video helped you, guys, you know, I make these videos for free. And if you anyways want to buy me a coffee, my PayPal link is at the bottom. If you want to leave a tip, that helps out a lot. If you have any questions, I get back to every single comment that I can. We just hit 2,000 subscribers. I'm so thankful to every single person that watches my videos, that supports me. It's been a very, 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 very good journey, and we're going to keep on going for a while until I die, hopefully, which is a long time. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video. Happy vacuuming.